automation also it's not possible. If you are doing something manually, the same thing can be automated. That's it. Okay. Okay, then fine. Now, first, I need to open the URL called krninformatics.com/sample.html. In this, first I have did how to select an option or how to select multiple options. These both are done. Next is I need to now the third test case is I need to get all the available options. I need to get all the available options. I need to get all the available options and I want to print that in the console output. How to do that? Identify this element, create an object for select class. Select class has three different methods. Select class has three different methods. Select by index, select by value, select by visible text to do the selections. Now I need to get all the available options. dd dot get options. dd dot get options. What does this dd dot get options method returns? What does this dd dot get options method returns? It returns a list of web element. It returns a list of web element. dd dot get options method. Get options method returns a list of web element. Get options method, this returns a list of web element. Since it returns a list of web element, hold that in a list of web element. Web element. List of web element. All options. dd.getOptions method, you can see that this returns a list of web element. Since it returns a list of web element, I have to hold that in a list of. Sir, what is meant by this list of web elements, sir? What is meant by this list of web element? This list of web element is nothing but like this list of web element. This list of web element is nothing like this. 1, 2. This is one web element. This is one web element. This is one web element, and this is. There are 4 web elements. First, I need to go to the first web element. First, I need to go to the first web element. Sorry, this is the one web element. Inside this, I have Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. This is how it is. This list of web element. List of web element. Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. List of web element. Under this list of web element, I need to go with Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. These 4 web elements. Delhi. Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Delhi. All this is called list of web element. Inside this all options, there are 4 web elements like this. I need to take an individual web element. Get the text of that individual web element, and I want to print that in the console output. Get the text of that individual web element and print that in the console output. That is what I have to do. Inside this all options, there are 4 web elements. I need to take the first web element. Inside the web element there is a text. I need to get the text of that web element and print it. Take the second web element. Get the text of that second web element and print it in the console output. That is what I have to do. All options is nothing but list of web element. From the list, I need to get the individual web element. All options dot get off. 0 will give the first web element. Get off 1 will give the second web element. Get off 2 will give the third web element, like that. Inside that all options there are 4. Out of that I need to take only the first web element. In that case what I can do, all options dot get off 0. It will give the, what does this get method returns? It returns a web element. Since it returns a web element, option 1. Yes. Now all options is nothing but list of web element. From that I have got the individual web element. For that individual web element, all options dot get text. What does this get text method returns? It returns a string. Hold that string of web element it returns. Is it so? Is it written next to the colon? Is it written string of web element? Is it written inside the braces? See, this dd.getOptions method, anything which is next to colon is the return type, I said. It is returning list of web element. See, not next to the hyphen is not the return type. Anything which is next to colon is the return type always. There is no string of web element and all. There is list of web element. This returns a list of web element. Since it returns a list of web element, I am holding that. From that list, I need to get the individual web element. If I want to get the individual web element, then I can use .get method for that. Get of 0. What does this get method returns? Web element. Since it returns a web element, I am holding that in a web element variable, and I am giving the name as option 1. For that, I need to get the text. If I want to get the text, I need to use .get text, which returns a string. Hold that in a string variable. te1 is equal to system.out.println te1. Run this. If I run this, what happens? Opens the browser, opens the URL. Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and print only the first option. It will print only the first option because I have to only the first option and print it. All options dot get of 0. It will give you only the first option. If I want the second option, all options dot get of 1, which returns a web element. Hold that in a web element, that is option 2. Option 2 dot option 2 dot get text. What does this returns? It returns a string. Hold that in a string variable. te2 system.out.println te2, like that. First one, second one, third one, fourth one, like that. It will return all the 4. This is how it returns. Now I have got two options. The remaining for two more also I have to repeat the same lines two more times. I have to repeat the same lines two more times. Only this number only will get varied 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Then repeating this line for three more times, this set of three lines for another three more times. What is the best practice to do? What is the best way? Loop. What loop? For loop. Yes, very good, very good. For loop. I equal to 0, I is less than 4, I is less than 4, I plus plus, and what I am going to do, cut these lines, control X and control V, okay, and I am going to remove these lines, is not necessary for me anymore to repeat. Okay, now here all options dot get off, what I can give? I. Option 1. Done. This is how I am going to do that. How I am going to do that. Now if I run this, it will print all the four options. It will print all the four options. Opens the browser, opens the URL. Open the browser, open the URL Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and it will print all the four options. It will print all the four options.
Sir, all options is a list, right?
All options is nothing but list of web element, not list, not only the list. It's a list of web element. Understood?
Sir, web elements in the sense options only, right? So like Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi.
Yeah, all the four options. Yes.
We can use list only the for loop, right? Sir?
Yes, that is what I did, right? All options is list of web element. Inside that web element there is a string. Directly I cannot loop it because it's a web element. Inside the web element I need to get the text. Understood?
Yes, sir, understood.
Yes. Okay. This is how. First DD. This method is only WebDriver. Rest of other things are Java concepts actually. dd.getOptions method. This returns. You have to understand this concept first. First, what you can do, all options dot get of 0, that returns a web element. Get that web element, get the text and print it. Repeat that for two more times. Then repeating that, put it in a for loop, so that you will be able to understand if you go step by step like this. Now there are four options. Since there are four options, I am giving the value as 4 here. Tomorrow if there are 5, 6, 7 or 10 also, will it print all the 10? Will it print all the 10, guys? No, it won't. Is it good to change the number each and every time? No. In that case, what I have to do, this all options is nothing but a list. That is an array, list array. For that list, get the size. Dot size method is used to get the size. Dot size. What does this size method returns? It returns an integer. Hold that in an integer variable si. Now instead of this 4, what I can put? Si. Okay, so that it will iterate for 4 times. Run this. If there are 10, it will iterate for 10 times also. Open the browser, open the URL Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and print all the 4 options. Yes, done. Okay, done. Next.
Similarly, we can use the same logic for getting the options only which are selected also.
Wait. That is the next test case we have, right? Fourth test case.
Okay, sorry.
Wait. Now, the same thing if I applied for multi-select drop-down. By the time I reach here, I have selected 3 options. I have selected 3 options. Now if I run this, how many options it will print here in this multi-select drop down? How many options it will print?
4.
All the 4 options it will print. Let me run this and show you the output. Opens the browser, opens the URL. And it prints all the 4 options. And it prints all the 4 options. Yes. This is all about the third test case. This is all about the third test case. This is all about the third test case. Next, fourth test case. I need to get all the selected options by when the few options are, see, in this multi-select drop down, by the time I reach here, I have selected 3 options: Mumbai, Delhi, and Chennai. Here, if I use dd.get options, it gets all the available options, but I don't want all the available options. I want to get all the selected options. In that case, don't use dd.get options. You can use a method called get all selected options. This get all selected options method, this returns a list of web element. This returns a list of web element. Since it returns a list of web element, I have to hold that in a list of web element variable. Since this method returns a list of web element, I have to hold that in a list of web element. I have hold that in a list of web element. This list I am getting a size iterating the same thing, but here it will return only 3 options because only 3 got selected. Get options method, it will get all the available options. Get all selected options method, it returns only the available options. That's the difference between both. Run this. Open the browser, open the URL Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and it will print all the 3 options. This is how to get all the, this is all about the third and fourth test case. You can make a quick note of this, the third and fourth test case. To get all available options, select class provides a method get options, which will return a collection of all the options in the select dropdown. This collection is represented as list of web element. Using a for loop, we can iterate through the list, get each element from the list and print the text of each element. To get all selected options from multi-select list box, we can use the method get all selected options, which returns a list of web element, collection of all selected options. We can use a for loop and get each selected options and print the text of each element. Okay, take down this into your notes.
is the one number 3, sir?
And take down both the programs. Take down the single select. Make it quick guys. We have to see one more topic today.
We have to finish all the third ones statements, sir.
Third one you have not done yet?
Last one.
Okay. Take it. Not a problem. Take it. Completed?
Done, sir, done.
Okay. Fourth one everyone have done, I guess so. Take down this program quickly.
Sir, can you show fourth point once?
Okay. Take it. Not a problem.
Hello? Sir?
Make it quick.
Hello, sir?
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I was developed one website using HTML and CSS.
Mm.
I need to do automation testing for that, so
Yeah,
how
you
to
can.
connect that?
What is the URL for that?
But I wasn't deployed anything, sir. Like it is in my local system.
Then, when you are copying and pasting this URL, right? For example, wait, I will tell you. If it is under this, for example, if it is this file, local file, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then what you do, when you open this URL, also give this URL. Give this URL like this. That's enough. Understood? URL is always URL, however the way you matters. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Unified resource locator. Okay, take down this.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take down this. Have you completed this?
Yes, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take down this multi-select block. Okay, have you completed this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
No,
Oh,
sir. No, sir. No, sir.
okay, make it quick, make it quick. Okay, next. Take down next heading as working with multiple elements. Working with multiple elements. If you are not done, take screenshot and leave it, guys. I cannot wait for too much time. Okay, now I need to open the browser, open the URL call krninformatics.com slash learn.html slash learn.html. After opening the browser and URL call krninformatics.com, slash learn.html. In this krninformatics.com slash learn.html, krninformatics.com slash learn.html, I need to identify all the checkboxes. I need to identify all the checkboxes. I need to identify all the checkboxes and click on all the checkboxes one after the other continuously. I need to identify all the checkboxes and click on all the checkboxes one after the other continuously. Right click, inspect. Okay, how to identify all the checkboxes? Double forward slash input open brace at the rate type equal to checkbox. At the rate type equal to checkbox. How many checkboxes are there? 8 checkboxes are there. I need to identify all the 8 checkboxes and click on all the 8 checkboxes one after the other continuously. In that case, what I have to do? All the checkboxes and click on all the all the 8 checkboxes one after the other continuously. In that case, what to do? Until now we are identifying one element and we are performing action on one element. Now going further we are going to start identifying multiple elements and perform action on multiple elements. Next, how to this is the expert to identify all the checkboxes. The same way I need to open krninformatics.com. I need to identify all the links in this page. I need to identify all the links. For example, if you want to identify any one of the link, double forward slash a identifies all the links here. Double forward slash a identifies all the links. I need to identify all the links, get the text of all the links, and I want to print that in the console output. How many links are there totally? 105 links are there. Now I need to get the text of all the 105 links and I want to print that in the console output. And I want to print that in the console output. Just a minute. Let me open a new class demo all links. WebDriver driver equal to, first let us go with the links, then we will go new Firefox driver driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get driver dot get driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait 30 time unit dot seconds. Now I need to not, this is not the URL, this is the URL to get the links, krinformatics.com, only this is. I need to identify all the links. To identify only one element, I will be using driver dot find element method. But to identify multiple elements, I will be using driver dot find elements. Find elements method is used to identify. Find elements method is used to identify multiple elements. Find elements, which takes by class arguments. And this returns a list of web element. It returns a list of web element. It takes by class arguments by dot id, sorry, not id, to identify by dot xpath. I am going to use xpath to identify all the elements, which returns a list of web element. See, when you are getting this list right, most of them you will go with this AWT. Don't go with this AWT package. Go with this util package. List of web element. All links is nothing but list of web element. All links dot size. Use size method and get the size to loop it. The same like how we have got the list of web element. From that you have to iterate it, take an individual web element from the list. For I equal to 0, I is less than si, I plus plus. In this all links dot I, get of I, this returns a list of get, this returns a web element. Option dot get text. What does this get text method returns? It returns a string. Hold that in a string. Text is equal to n system.out.println text. Run this. If I run this, what could be the output of this program? Open the browser. Who is that? Opens the browser, opens the URL microphone, and it will start printing all the links. See here. Who is that? Yeah. I want to test HTML website which. See, it started printing all the links. Okay. In between, it is printing some spaces, lot of spaces also. Why it is printing some spaces? If you have images with links, it prints spaces. If you have images with links, it prints spaces. If you have images with links, it prints spaces. That's it. This is the spaces. Next, see driver when they ask you how will you identify all the links, then you have to stress and tell clearly. We can use driver dot find elements. You have to stress and clearly tell, which returns a list of web element. From the list I will take an individual web element, get the text of that individual web element and print it in the console output. That you have to tell very clearly. Okay, next. The same, I'm going to do that for the checkboxes. I need to open the browser, open the URL, identify all the checkboxes and click on all the checkboxes one after the other continuously. In that case, class demo all checkboxes, public static void main, finish. Web driver equal to new Firefox driver. Web driver equal to new Firefox driver. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait 30 time unit dot seconds. Then I need to identify all the checkboxes. Driver dot find element is used to find all the find elements is used to by dot export all checkboxes, which returns a list of web element. Since it returns a list of web element, all checkboxes, all check. Now for all the checkboxes I need to get the size of that, which returns an integer. Hold that in an integer variable, that is si. Now use a for loop. I equal to 0, I is less than si, I plus plus all check dot get of I. This returns a web element check. For the checkbox I cannot get the text. What I can do, check dot click. Open the browser, open the URL. It will click on all the checkboxes one after the other continuously. See, it clicks on. Yes, done. Sir, I want to click slowly 1 second. In that case, use thread or sleep inside the for loop for 1 second so that you can see the execution slowly also. Open the browser, open the URL, see, one after the other. Okay, that's it all about. all the checkboxes. How to identify all the checkboxes? Let us see some notes. Oh, it's time up, but anyhow we will extend for another 5 minutes. Working with multiple elements. WebDriver provides a method find elements which can be used to find multiple elements based on the element locator. To find all links in a page. If you have images with links, it prints spaces. Okay, take down that.